So the process of 3D printing is, it's not that complicated. So we use something called Tinkercad, but there's lots of computer programs that you can use. And you either find something that you want to adapt, a file that you want to adapt, or you just create from scratch. You start modeling a three-dimensional model. Once you have what you want, you do something called slicing, where it takes your 3D model and it slices it into like tons of little layers. Then you take that file, so all that's digital. Then you take that file, you plug it up to the printer, and then the printer prints the object, prints those little layers, one layer at a time, and it builds it up on top to print what you want it to make. I kind of think I equate it to kind of like a really fancy hot glue gun, where you have this plastic that pushes in the back of it, and the plastic is melted by the nozzle, but then the nozzle moves to create the shape and does lots of layers to create this three-dimensional object.
So I made it for the kids in Miss Sylvie's class that have ADHD and disorders. So if they have trouble concentrating, they can just fidget with it a little bit.
Well, I designed a factory on the 3D printer.
So I couldn't find a way to figure out how to use just any other material like cardboard or paper or anything. So I tried and it didn't really work. So I just 3D printed it because it's the easiest way to do it.
I don't know if 3D printing in itself is especially important. I think that the idea that you can create anything that doesn't exist is important. And I think that what I think is cool about it is that, like, I don't like when students just print something that they can buy at the store. I like that they can create new things and they can solve problems by designing exactly what they need, and being able to print it in multiple materials. I also like the design aspect of it, being able to do CAD designing and doing three-dimensional designing on the computer and then actualizing like the actual object afterwards.
We had to build a diagram explaining how something works.
It didn't take too long to print it. There was a few malfunctions along the way with the printer because it broke and a few other things like that, but it didn't take that long to make. I used it on an engineering design challenge in Ms. Butterfield's class. We do unit challenges for every unit, and I decided to use that for my unit challenge.
Well, the 3D printer had more accurate items to kind of bring it together and have it more to scale instead of it just being a whole bunch of paper folded and taped together.
So I think having the 3D printer in the building, or the printers rather in the building, just opens up one more door for interest and option and availability. And we have a lot of students who, particularly in STEM classes and design classes and in science classes, who are trying to solve problems. And a 3D printer a lot of times is the right tool to solve a problem that they have because they can design whatever they need. It just gives more opportunity to people's ideas and thoughts. And instead of just designing something on paper, we can actually create